So yesterday the CSIR net result was out. So and based on that, I decided let's make one analysis video. And from yesterday, I'm doing this only because I made many presentation, and I also tried to analyze this year exam in greater detail. I also sent the PDF of the this year exam topic wise, that topic wise I divided the entire paper so that you can even analyze that whatever I'm saying, is it true or wrong. So, okay, so also that will help you, the newcomers who are going to give CSIR net exam next time, or maybe to those who are going to repeat it. So before we get into this discussion that what happened this year, let's see what is happening from last 4 years. And it is not of any use that we go and discuss anything which was happening before COVID, because since COVID, CSIR net has been completely changed. Different sort of things are happening now, and every year one exam is happening. Initially used to happen 2 exams in a year. So you can clearly see 2020, 21, 22, 23, 4 years, 4 exams have happened. That's it. So in these 4 exams, we saw a up, down, up, down. This year, the cutoff for unreserved for JRF went to 80 marks, and it is less than 80. And I'm very surprised that for this kind of paper, it is less than 80, which puts a very serious questions, Let me say, if the vacancies were more, then I could have believed that, okay, the cutoff is less than 80. But for this kind of level of exam, the cutoff is just 80. Out of which you can easily score 20 marks directly from general aptitude, and only 60 marks you were needing in physics. And why that is being a difficult job, I am not able to understand till now. Then coming to lecturership. For lecturership, lecturership is only for your vacancies as a teacher as assistant professor in different colleges. That is why lecturership exam. So if there are 2 sort of possibilities that you can have in a CSIR net exam, either you can choose for lecturership or JRF. So if you choose for both, you can get both. If your cutoff is less, you will only be eligible for lecturership. If your score is good, you will be for JRF as well. So for JRF it was 80, and for lecturership it was 71. But last time it happened, it went a little high. The last exam which happened, the cutoff for unreserved was almost 100. It was 100.5, and for lecturership it was 90. So almost 20 marks dipped from last year exam. So last attempt, and before that again it was even lesser than that, 76. For this paper I can believe that, okay, cutoff was high because this was really tough paper. Even from electromagnetism, quantum mechanics, the questions were hard. Okay, and then before that, the exam which happened during the COVID time, it was 92. And that I also thought is because I think maybe less number of people appeared at that time because it was COVID at that time. So that could be one of the issue, but more or less, you can see that before COVID, the cutoffs used to go more than 100. Even for some exams, 106 has happened. But after the COVID, we are actually seeing that, okay, even if the paper is easy, it is going max up to 100, not beyond that. And even if the exam is little tricky, not much tricky, little tricky, the cutoffs are dropping so much. So before we say that this year exam was merged, so it was so and so called merged. I would say so and so called merged. So merged, which means that if you're merging any 2 cycles, it means if you have to merge the vacancies as well. If you are in a 1 cycle, you are giving 4,000 vacancies. And if you are merging 2 cycles, it means you have to give 8,000 vacancies. Or if not 8,000, at least give 6,000, 6,500, something like that. But nothing like this happened. So this year, 4,467 people qualified JRF. And this is not just a number for physics. It is a number for all 5 exams, because they do not release the independent candidates for all 5 subjects. They released a common result in which the result for all 5 exams is there. So we cannot say how many qualified for physics, but for all 5 exams, for all 5 subjects, 4,467 people qualified JRF, and roughly 4,100 people qualified lecturership. Now, I want to say that it does not mean total 8,100. So this is a subset, okay? Many people who qualified JRF has also qualified lecturership. So they are also in this, okay? Some of them are there in this as well. But it only lecturership also, I think roughly 3,000, more than 3,000 have only qualified lecturership, and 1,100 will be some sort of subset, and 4,467 people has qualified JRF. Last year also this number was pretty much same, 4185. Before that also 4200 something, and in June it was 3835. So no change in vacancies as such. 200 300 more vacancies, that's it. And that also we don't know if is given in physics or not. Maybe it is only given in life sciences. So why there was a merger? First of all, so merger was just to make us stupid, that we don't care about you. That was a clear message by the government for us that we don't care. And last year net does not happen. University did not get enough PhD students, and many PhD vacancies are open even in either IISc. I was talking to many supervisors. Labs are empty. Okay, because institutes have a limited number of fellowships they can give on institute fellowship. So when you join a PhD, there is two options. Either you go on a stipendary basis on an institute fellowship, which institute will pay you, or you have your own fellowship, which is CSIR or UGC. But people did not have the CSIR or UGC because exam is not regularly happening. So that is why there are many vacancies in IITs which are completely left for PhD. And you can check with any supervisor, they can testify this. You can go on their pages and there will be clearly written, we need PhD students who have CSIR net. Okay. And then, so there is no change in vacancy, but since still the cutoff is low. In order to really understand this, you have to understand what kind of exam came this year. So I have, these are the 65 questions written, for 55 questions written in front of you. So you know in physics 55 questions are asked and 20 questions are from general aptitude. So there were 55 questions, and you will be surprised to see from which topics the questions have asked. So you can clearly see in mathematical physics, if I start, the probability 2 questions. And I can guarantee that most of the students leave probability, because probability is not something which is asked in the previous year. It is not very famous topic in CSIR net exam, and people usually leave the probability part. Then there were 2 questions for matrices, which are pretty straightforward, not a very difficult. Again, 2 questions from calculus, and people usually don't have an idea about this. One was from Dirac delta function, and one you has to solve the integration. So again, 2 questions. So 4 questions are surprising. 2 from probability, 2 from calculus. Numerical method, we always expect 1 question. Now, special function. People again leave this topic. Very simple question in 5 marks was asked from special function. Direct question. You only had to remember one identity and you can solve that question directly. But since most of the people say, okay, leave special functions, it is not worth doing. So students left that as well. So 1 question has gone from special functions as well. So 5 questions which were unpredictable, and 1 question was from complex analysis, which was very hard to solve. Okay, it was relatively harder question. So you can see there were total 9 questions which was asked from mathematical physics, and 5 were not from the basis of previous year. If you have only analyzed the previous year papers, and based on that, if you have structured your preparation that, okay, I will prepare myself according to the previous year analysis, then you can actually see that you are doing a mistake. 5 questions from mathematical physics are such that you cannot solve them based on a previous year analysis. There were no questions of Fourier transform, Laplace transform, Fourier series. There were no questions from differential equations, no questions from vector algebra, vector calculus. So many famous topics on which student has a very strong command, no question has been asked. And that became a very big reason why the cutoff was low. Then let's move to classical mechanics, rotational motion. Again, I will say that people leave this topic because they focus more on Lagrangian and Hamiltonian, and they forget of doing the topics which were BSc level topics. So 1 question from rotational mechanics, which was very easy question. If you have a very basic idea of moment of inertia tensor, what is moment of inertia tensor and how to do analysis with that, you can directly solve this problem in just 2 minutes. Lagrangian mechanics, only 1 question which was hard. You have to tell the degrees of freedom, and it was little harder. You needed good amount of imagination. Again, central forces, no one studies central forces for CSIR net. So you are seeing, just leaving few topics, all topics are getting merged in an exam, and very few questions are left which you can actually solve. So leaving the topics these days in CSIR net is becoming a very big problem. So if you have left rotational, if you have left central forces, if you have left probability, all of these topics are getting combined and they are making a big problem. Then canonical transformations, 2 simple questions, straightforward. This is one of the famous topics of CSIR net. If you are preparing for CSIR net, Students usually prepare for this. Oscillations, again, people do small oscillations, but they do not do the class 11th oscillation. And the question was based on directly on the basis of class 11th oscillation. Again, motion in coordinate plane, motion in polar coordinate, BSc, IIT JAM syllabus. Again, MSc student do not cover this. So you can actually see BSc level, rotational mechanics, motion in one plane, BSc level, oscillation, I will say class 11th level. So 3 questions out of how many? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Out of 7 questions, 3 questions were of the lower scale level, BSc or class 11, 12. But many people were not able to solve. Why? Because it was not in their revision. They were revising more on Lagrangian. No difficult question on Lagrangian came, like convert the Lagrangian into Hamiltonian, or you are given some problem, so write the Lagrangian and Hamiltonian for this. Nothing such questions came. No, not even a single. Central forces, again BSc level, 4 questions, not 3. 4 questions out of 7 were based on the IIT JAM syllabus. Out of 7, 4 questions from IIT JAM in classical mechanics. And only 3 questions were, you can say, are from the MSc syllabus, out of which you can easily solve 2 questions of canonical transformation and 1 from Lagrangian. But let's say you have only studied based on the previous analysis, then you can only do 2 questions. That's it. So out of 7, you can only do 2 if you have only relied on the previous year analysis. Okay. Then same thing happened in electromagnetism. We in coaching institutes, if you have ever joined any coaching, maximum times goes on teaching electrostatics and magnetostatics. They teach you Gauss law, they teach you potential. Every teacher, not just anyone, or every teacher, even me, everyone will teach you like this, that magnetic field, magnetostatics, Ampere circuit law. No questions are coming in CSIR net exam from these topics. Not a single question from electrostatics, not a single question from magnetostatics. Question came from motional EMF, which student knows. Everyone knows Faraday law, but no one has done a good practice of questions from motional EMF. I can guarantee. Very few people have in this meeting maybe, and even across the India, have done a good number of practice for motional EMF topic. Everyone knows Faraday law. Everyone knows the basic questions, but good practice of motional EMF was absent. That is why the 2 questions that were directly asked from motional EMF. Electromagnetic waves, Poynting vector, both were from Poynting vector. So that I think you could have done, because if you have studied Poynting vector, then you can do it. Next questions are very surprising. Radiations, very good question from radiations was there. So everyone leaves radiation because you have to study a long chapter of DJ Griffiths. So why to study? So let's leave. Our coaching institute teacher has said, okay, this topic you can leave because this will take too much time. So focus on more important topics. So and so called more important. There is nothing more important left anymore. You cannot say electrostatics is more important. Not even a single question. So CSIR net was actually making fun of us. They were making the fun of our previous year analysis. Okay. So radiations question, Laplace equation, again, something which you leave. How to solve Laplace equation problems, right? You remember cylindrical symmetry, polar symmetry, spherical symmetry, how to do the questions in those symmetries. Laplace equation, chapter number 3 of DJ Griffiths. Leave, everyone leaves. Relativistic EMT, something which you only remember the formula. Again, if you would have remembered the formula, this question was very easy. Okay, this question was easy. You could have done it if you know the formula. But you can actually see that again, previous year analysis was getting hit in this. Optics question was good. So 1 question on Michelson interferometry was there. So good question was there. So I can really say, okay, optics question was good. If you're leaving optics question, that is good choice. But other than that, you can actually see most of the time you could have spent on electromagnetism. It was of no use. So leaving the topics is becoming a big problem in CSIR net. You cannot leave any topic anymore. Okay. Now let's move on. Let's see if the same analysis has gone to quantum mechanics. So I would say no. Quantum mechanics was very predictable. Quantum mechanics, 1 question from harmonic oscillator, which has been asked 1000 times in different exams. So very simple question was there. Perturbation theory, 1 was from time independent, 1 was from time dependent. So even if you leave time dependent one was very easy. You could have easily solved the time independent perturbation theory question, which was there. Again, quantum mechanics in 3D, very simple 2 questions were there. Direct question, straightforward question. Now, here comes the thing. Identical particle question has not been asked from many years, many years. This year, they asked the question from identical particles. And this is a chapter number, I think, fourth of DJ Griffiths or fifth of DJ Griffiths. Again, students leave this. So this is again a problem. Quantum static scattering, I think students do this topic because it is one of the famous topics of CSIR net. If you have not done it, it is your mistake. So simple question from quantum scattering was there. If you have done a good enough reading of the notes, and if you have actually solved any good assignment, this question was easy. And the Dirac formulation, not a simple one, but the chapter 3 of Jet Li. You remember, if anyone has ever seen Jet Li book, okay, I can tell you the source of each every question. Okay, because that is a kind of command you need in order to qualify the CSIR. CSIR is not just something you just go in air and you just solve the questions. You have to have a good command. Just by looking at the question, you should be able to tell, okay, from which chapter this question has been asked. Chapter 3, Jet Li, you remember the time evolution of operators, time evolution of wave function. The question was asked from there. Chapter 3 of Jet Li. So, but I would say overall quantum mechanics was very predictable. If you have just solved the PYQs, 50% quantum mechanics you can easily solve, even more than that. So quantum mechanics did not give us anything new. So that was something very easy. Statistical mechanics was very good and again unpredictable. One question from canonical ensemble, which was pretty easy and simple to do. Two questions from microstates and macrostates. Here comes the point. These questions were actually checking your basics of statistical mechanics. They were not formula based questions. They were the questions which were actually testing that how you design a problem in a statistical mechanics. If I say, okay, there are 2 energy levels, 3 energy levels, electrons, protons, how these particles behaves and how you analyze the problem and how do you put your particles in a energy levels. So these were actually checking the basics of the statistical mechanics. So then comes Ising model. 2 questions from Ising model. One was easy, another one was hard, but that is always predictable. One question from Ising model comes. This year it was 2, so not a very big problem. Random walk problem, easy question. Phase transition problem, very difficult problem. This was actually from thermodynamics question. Very good problem. I think it was of the level of JEE Advanced. I have also seen this kind of similar question in JEE Advanced as well. So phase transition, they were saying, okay, there is a snow and thick layer of ice is forming. Similar question has been previously asked in JEE Advanced exam. So they have picked the paper from there, this question from there. And random walk problem, Ising model, other questions were pretty much easy. If you have actually prepared statistical mechanics up to a good level, you could have solved 70-80% of StatMech, because nothing much has came from StatMech. But again, I would say, if you only are approaching the CSIR net exam through the formulas, okay, what are the formulas for StatMax, what are the formula for canonical ensemble, then you cannot solve CSIR net problems, because CSIR net problems need the designing of the problem and then you can put the formula. So problem design, so you have to design the problem first in your head, that how the things are happening, and then you apply the formula. Right? If you guys have remembered the class 12th or 11th, first time we used to study physics, our teacher used to say, read the question 3 times, 4 times. At that time, it was easy to visualize the problems. Why? Because it was mechanics. Everyone can visualize mechanics. Everyone can visualize monkey going up and down. But visualizing StatMech, visualizing solid state physics, visualizing quantum mechanics is something that makes you a good physics student. And that will actually translate into qualifying the good interviews, qualifying the interviews of IASC, qualifying the interview of TIFR. Those things will only happen if you will approach CSIR net exam from the point of view of a physics student, that I have to visualize the problem first, then I will go on solving it. But nowadays, what is happening? You only remember the formula, okay, leave this, just remember from the entire chapter, just remember these 3-4 things. That is okay. For some difficult topics, for example, relativistic EMT, these kind of topics, even I give those formulas, because that is okay, because you cannot visualize up to some level. But if you don't know how to visualize statistical mechanics up to basic level, that will become a problem. Okay, and that has become a problem in an exam. Second thing, now let's come to next. Error analysis, one question which was directly from class 11th, but I am still I am doubtful for its answer. If anyone has got its answer 0.05, please let me know. I am getting 0.09 for this question. I don't know why there is an answer in it is 0.05, but the level of this question was easy. Maybe something I'm missing out in this problem, but the question was of class 11th level. I even have taught this in class 11. Okay, so nothing big in this. Then digital electronics, big surprise, big waste of time for students. Students spent so much time on doing the digital electronics for CSIR net because the syllabus is large, flip-flops, A to D converter, D to A converter, so and so forth. So many things are there, microcontrollers, so much they have written, and they are asking just one question. And that was also from gates. Even if you have not studied nothing in digital, you can solve that question. It was just a basic logic problem. So that is the big waste of time for aspirants who have actually spent a good enough time in preparing digital. And it was bad luck for them that only one question came. Diodes and op-amps, again, I would say good circuit knowledge, not just circuit knowledge, but how to apply KCL, KVL, and how do you approach the circuits? Do you actually see how to do a nodal analysis? Do you know how to find the potential difference between any 2 points in the circuit? Voltage dividing, how to do voltage dividing, how to do current dividing. If you know all this, then you can easily solve these two problems. There were two problems. One was on diodes and one was on op-amps. And you only needed a basic functioning of diode and op-amp. But other than that, you actually needed a good amount of basic electronics knowledge. And direct question came from basic electronics. Direct question. It was based on conductors and ammeter. They have applied the current and they were asking for some 4 graphs were there. So good question was there, basic question, but it was thoughtful question. Very nice. I would say it was a thoughtful question and TIFR kind of question where they actually tell you to think about the questions. Okay. And the last question was on signal analysis, which was pretty much hard question. You don't find such information in books. So I think this was safe to say that you could have leave this question. And until unless you are doing the PhD and maybe somewhere in PhD, you have covered this signal analysis part, then only you could have solved this problem. Otherwise, this problem was very difficult to solve. Okay, because this information is not pretty much easily available in the notes or any book. Coming to the 3 very important subjects, I would say not very important for CSIR net, but doing an analysis of these 3 subjects is a very big problem because they do not follow any particular trend. So solid state physics, if you see, 2 questions were from dispersion relation. A person in the beginning of the class also asked the same thing, that questions are mixed, and that exactly happened in solid state physics, that these 2 questions were from the mixed knowledge of solid state and statistical mechanics, and both of them were asking you about the Fermi energy, and the dispersion relation was given to you. And no book, I can guarantee you cannot find any Indian author book or any book of solid state physics which is being used in our BSc and MSc courses, which actually covers dispersion relation nicely. They talks about dispersion relation, but in a very abstract manner. They do not talk about in a problem solving manner, that how we can actually use the dispersion relations, how we can solve the dispersion relations, and how we can extract the information. If I give you dispersion relation, can you get me Fermi energy? Can you give me what will be the diffusion time? These kind of things. Can you give me that? Diffusion time is very, very advanced application, but basic is, can you give me Fermi energy? First thing. So these kind of, or can you give me Bernoulli on boundaries? That is something which is missing. And from last 5 years, one question has directly been asked from solid state physics, which is on dispersion relation. That is why I have written here dispersion relations. Then one question was from Hall effect. Good question. I think I would say mere the knowledge of Hall effect was not enough. You needed to use more advanced brain to solve that question. Okay. I'm still stuck on this question. Actually, I'm still trying to solve this question because I didn't got enough time. I only got to 10 minutes. So I will solve this problem. Still, I'm not able to get this. And one question from crystallography, which was direct JAM syllabus. JAM syllabus question. Yeah. Anyone wants to say anything? Okay, so I'm just winding up, and you can ask a question. Okay, just let me complete nuclear physics and atomic physics, and then you can ask the questions. Okay, let me mute all. Yeah. Okay, then comes nuclear and particle physics. Again, one question from radioactivity, which was you can solve. Rotational spectra. If you have left this topic, then big mistake. Big mistake. Okay. Big mistake you have done, because rotational spectra question was there, and very simple question. If you have watched H.C. Verma sir's course of nuclear physics on YouTube, that the sir talks about this directly in their lectures, right? So that is something sir has also taught, and I saw those lectures from HC Verma sir only when I was preparing. And rotation spectra you must not leave, because CSIR net asked about rotation spectra. Particle physics question, difficult question. If you have a background in theoretical physics, maybe in MSc you have done some courses on quantum field theory where you have learned those things, only then you could solve this problem. Otherwise, if you have normal MSc physics, I don't think this question was very much doable. Okay, most of the MSc courses does not include the analysis which was asked in this particle physics question. So out of 3 questions, one was very easy, one was little bit intermediate, and one was difficult. Until unless you have a background of theoretical physics, you cannot do particle physics question which was asked. Atomic and molecular physics, I would say, was asked very simple this year. One question was from Zeeman effect, which was direct question, gate level question. Whatever is asked in the gate, how many number of lines it will split into, it is a direct formula. You can apply and find the number of lines. And Raman spectra, again, simple analysis. If you have studied Raman spectra, direct question. So you can see my conclusion of this entire paper is easy paper, easy paper. So easy paper. If anyone comes to me and says this is a tough paper, I can challenge you. You cannot come with the valid reason that this is a tough paper. Only thing which was tough in this paper was the paper was not following the previous year trend. That I agree. But the paper as such, it was difficult. That was not true. The questions were not hard. Okay. Now you tell me, what was your opinion? This was exam. Were the exam tough according to you? Was it level of questions were hard? What do you think? Anyone who has given the exam, do you think the level of questions were hard? Maybe to solve in that time, you can say it was hard. Let me know. Anyone? What do you think? But I am going to discuss the reasons why the cutoff was low. But before that, I just want to know from you guys, what do you think the cutoff was? You also have a very good opinions. I know you guys express your opinions throughout the platforms. So what do you think? क्यों गया cutoff इतना कम? है कोई? I think not people दिया है एग्जाम इस बार या नहीं? It wasn't tough, but given एग्जाम दिया है, मतलब कितने लोगों ने एग्जाम दिया है? 28 people gave the exam and 37 people never gave the exam. Okay, I think more people are there जिन्होंने एग्जाम नहीं दिया है आज. So why do you think ये 80 marks वाला कट ऑफ वाला एग्जाम था या नहीं था? What do you think? Was it the 80 marks cut off exam? The cut off was 80, just 80. So roughly speaking, if you see, out of 260, 270 marks, the exam is of 270 marks, and you have to do 200 marks, and out of 200 you have to score 80. So what do you think? Kaisa exam tha? Let you open up. No one. Only I should speak. Okay, I will wait for 30 seconds. If no one, I will say kya hua actually. I will give my opinions and then you can agree or not. Okay. Okay, so let me give my opinions. If you don't have any, let me give my opinions, and that is my opinion. Okay, I won't say this is my analysis or this is the reality of the exam. Reality can be far away from this. Okay, but since I am interacting with the students from last 2-3 years, second of all, I have given this exam. Third of all, I have not just this, I have given many exams. So overall, I can understand which exam is of what level. And I have a good amount of career in physics that I can speak about these things. So let me give you my opinion. Number one opinion was the exam was not as per previous year questions. This we have already discussed, that the questions which were there in exam were not level of the previous year. So what do we learn from this? So first thing we learn from is that doing PYQs is not enough anymore. If you are only doing PYQs and you are thinking that, okay, maybe this will help you in qualifying the exam. No, that will generate a very good amount of base. You will have a very good amount of base to build upon. But just going in an exam by doing the PYQs of limited topics, people are not even doing the PYQs of all the topics. They are doing the PYQs of limited topics. So doing the PYQs of limited topics will not help you qualify this exam anymore. So maybe it will help. Why? Because then cutoffs will be low and maybe then you can qualify the exam, but it does not give you a surety that you will qualify. Initially, what used to happen is 2-3 years before COVID, or let's say during the COVID 1 year, it is safe to say that, okay, if you have a good grasp of PYQ, you can qualify the exam, but not anymore. So you have to cover a topic holistically. Second problem, major problem, is that you cannot just solve the topics and you cannot just learn the topics on a very surface level, that okay, that this is a formula that has been asked in PYQs, or this is. Now you have to cover topics holistically. Not every topic, I would say. Still you need to cover some topics on a surface level, but most of the topics you have to go to the deeper level, that okay, what is the meaning of these things? And rather than just learning the formulas or doing the similar kind of problems that has been asked in PYQs, that won't help. Until unless you have a good amount of deep coverage of the syllabus, you will not be able to qualify CSIR net. Let me be very frank. Okay. Maybe something else happens next year, but based on this year, that was the takeaway message. Now, CSIR net is not about just covering few topics. Okay. So now you have to increase your range of topics. You cannot say, okay, I will leave 4 topics in maths, 4 topics in mechanics, 4 in this. All those 4 will combine and make a paper next year. Okay, so this is what is happening. All the topics that you were leaving in all the subjects, they all got combined and they came in front of you in this exam. So don't leave the topic. Cover the good range of syllabus and also to the deeper level. So our work has now been increased. Okay, so that is what I'm saying. The work is now increased. CSIR net is not you can just say, okay, we can take it lightly. Now the work has been increased. So this was the first thing, that this was based on the thing. Now, second thing I saw in students, I'm getting this thing from last 6 to 8 months, especially after the COVID. What has happened is COVID has kicked us a lot, because the amount of study we used to do before COVID or during COVID has reduced, and now student is stuck in the loop. What is that loop? Student is not able to qualify one exam. So within next 3 or 4 months, the next exam is there. Now in 3 or 4 months, he does not go in a very deeper level to the different concepts. He just again revises the same things which he already know, or maybe the same kind of topics which he have already done many times. And then student is covering the same syllabus many times, rather than covering more topics, or rather than actually solving the better level of questions, or rather than doing the physics setup with a calm head, with a very peaceful manner, that I really want to learn physics. That has been missing, and student is getting stuck in a loop. One exam is not qualified, second is not qualified. What is this loop? Exam is not getting qualified, because the knowledge is not deep. And knowledge is not deep because exams are coming again and again. So these things are there. In order to qualify exams, you need deep knowledge. In order to get deep knowledge, you need time. So these things students are not able to manage. So time management is a bigger issue. So they are now in a loop where they are missing out on something by 10 marks, 12 marks, 15 marks. They are missing on the exams by this much margins, and this is happening to many students. They have given exam 4 or 5 times, but every time they are missing out. The reason being loop. There has been loop. So in order to perform good, you have to study more. But in order to study more, you need time, and that is not there. Or even if the time is there, now our concentration is not up to that level that we can study for 6, 7, 8 hours, because COVID really has hit us. I really see that happening, that before COVID we used to study more, but this is what I believe. Okay, I may be wrong. Okay, maybe after COVID you are studying more, but this is what has happened. Then the quality of the concepts in the students is really poor. I can really say that because of the level of education in BSc and MSc students are getting such a poor information, and also the YouTube videos which are available, they are only covering the very specific set of topics, very specific. They are again and again teaching you Lagrangian, but they are not teaching you how to start thinking in statistical mechanics, how to solve the physics problems. People are facing the problem that I don't know how to solve the physics, how to approach it. The reason being you are not able to visualize the physics problem. So that is the quality of the basics is poor, and that basics is actually hitting very hard. Many people are good in basics. They are good. Most of the people are good, but many people are not good. At least actually the freshers which are coming up in this exam area, their basics are very poor because many of them gave their BSc exams in an online mode. So their kind of rigor has been reduced. Also, something also went wrong maybe in the preparation times of their BSc. Teachers are also not willing to teach in BSc, MSc. All of these reasons combined together, making the basics of students very poor. And CSIR net is now targeting the basics. As I mentioned, many BSc level questions were there in the exam. So that basics are missing in students. And I can really see that. I actually see the kind of questions students send in the group. They are sending how to find an eigenvalue of a matrix. So that is the level of basics that has been fallen down. Third thing I realize is students are not preparing for TIFR and JEST, which is a bigger problem. TIFR and JEST is a kind of a papers which actually has a similar kind of questions as CSIR net. Students are actually doing the questions of GATE more. They are more focused towards the PYQs of GATE rather than solving the PYQs of TIFR and JEST, which is the biggest mistake. TIFR and JEST, if you go and analyze the TIFR and JEST questions, actually part C questions of TIFR, if you can actually solve part C questions of TIFR, then you are a real genius. Then I will actually say, okay, you know physics. If you cannot solve TIFR part C problems, then you are just playing around, okay? Then you are not a good part of a physics community yet. If you really want to be a strong head in a physics, try to solve TIFR questions. Spend some time on that without worrying that I have less time, I have to cover up the syllabus and blah, blah. Spend some time on TIFR and JEST problems. You will actually have a good visual problem. The visualization problem that you are facing, don't move to the next questions, okay? Don't say, okay, this question, let's leave, next question, let's do it. No, every question of TIFR and JEST is important. If you spend good time on those, your CSIR score will definitely improve, I can guarantee. Okay, the person who has a very good idea of every TIFR and JEST problem cannot fail CSIR net exam, cannot fail. It's impossible for him to fail that exam. But the condition is he should have a very good understanding of these two exams up to a very good level. Not just memorizing the solutions, but actually getting to know what the solution is saying or how to solve this problem. That is number 3 condition for me, that I think that why the quality of cutoffs are getting low. Fourth, what I will realize is take up the responsibility. These days, what is happening, I can clearly see this happening. It was not there 3-4 years ago. In the online period, when the COVID came, after that COVID, many online institutes came into play. And now what is happening is online coaching centers are doing the more hard work than aspirants, most of the aspirants. Aspirants themselves are not putting that many hours as the teachers of coaching centers are. Online coaching center teachers are working 6-7 hours a day for CSIR net to make the content of CSIR net. But the aspirant himself or herself is spending 3-4 hours. So the teacher is working more than a student. And the second problem which I saw is the students are looking for the courses all around themselves which can solve their problems. So you have to take up your responsibility. There is no course which is built out there which can solve your problem. Doesn't matter, the more the course is good and good and good, it means your teacher has put up more and more efforts. You just need a decent course, decent enough course which has a good qualities of the course, who is provided by a teacher who knows how to qualify the exam, and then you have to put the efforts for yourself. So take up the responsibility of this exam. Don't take this exam lightly. So what is happening here is many aspirants are taking this exam so lightly that I am afraid to tell students that you have to put 4 hours every day. I know student will not do that. I can clearly see BSc, MSc students are not studying 28 hours per week. They are not studying apart from classes. And when I go and teach IIT, JEE and NEET aspirants, they are studying at least 40-50 hours of self-study every week after their coaching classes. So class 11th and 12th student are doing more hard work than us as a BSc, MSc student. And no one in this meeting can actually deny this. You all have to agree with me that, okay, this is actually happening. Maybe you are putting some efforts, but not just for 1 month. Are you really honest with yourself that in last 2 years, I have put 4 hours every day of self-study? If yes, then I can say, okay, there might be some bad luck that you have not qualified CSIR. But the level of that level of self-study that is needed, the aspirants are not doing that. I can look at that. I can see that. And at my time, I remember I used to study a lot, 5 hours. I used to go sometimes. I never missed a day of study. So rather than these days, what is happening is student is more worried than student is studying. They spend their most of the time goes waste into worrying that, okay, what to do, what not to do, how to move forward. Will this CSR net will be helpful? Do I want to do PhD or not? These questions are secondary. First qualify CSR net. If you don't want to do PhD, don't do PhD. But first qualify exam. When I was giving for exams, I never thought, okay, I will do PhD or not. I thought, okay, I will decide after the exam. So sincere efforts are missing, I would say. There are some aspirants I love. When I see their gist, I really like that. I really feel that, okay, these are the kind of aspirants who should qualify the exam. But when I see other aspirants, they are more worried about the coaching rather than worried about how much efforts they are going to put. That really makes me sad. Actually, that I think that, okay, already our education system is bad. Already our BSc, MSc level education is bad. And even if we will even also start reducing the efforts on our side, then many things will go wrong. Okay. And the last thing which I have felt actually is one thing that you all have to realize. And I was very lucky enough that when I was giving exam, this distraction was not there. That distraction is study material is free, but not your time. There are many Telegram channels these days which are providing free study material, which is good. Which is very good. But nowadays there are 7-8 online institutes. All of them are doing a great job. If you talk about it, I can talk. I cannot say if my course is good, then any other course is not good. No, their course is also very good. My course is also good. In a similar way, third institute course is good. So everyone is providing their course, which is good thing, and their study material is coming up free. It means study material is free. Maybe it is free. There are long lectures of 2 hours, 2.5 hours, but your time is not free. You have to understand the value of your time. This distraction, every day the new material is coming, then you are getting distracted by that material, and most of the material which is coming do not have solutions. If you do not have solutions to any problems, even if you complete that assignment, how will you check that if you have done it correct or wrong? Or let's say here there is no one to solve your doubts, then what is the purpose of doing any assignment which do not have any solutions? You are just randomly doing any assignment, randomly picking up the material. Let's say you are watching any videos. Let's say there is some video lectures you have found, any coaching institute which has 100, 200 lectures, 2 hours each, and you started watching that. Let's say you have a doubt in that lecture, to whom you will go and ask? Then you are stuck, and then you are stuck with that thing. And just be honest, whatever free material you have got so far, have you able to complete that material? Ever have you ever been able to complete that? Ask yourself this question. And I was very lucky that at my time this distraction was not there, because there was very limited material available and we have to work up with that only. And that is why I say I am a kind of person who has qualified exam with minimum study, minimum resources and minimum study material. I have qualified the exam. But you have to be very picky with the material you are choosing. Whatever material you are choosing should be very quality material, and it should be solved material. That you should have some mechanism that, okay, let's say if I do this assignment, I have the problem in this assignment, I have the I need the solution of this assignment, will that be available or not? If not, then what will happen is you will have 50 questions in an assignment. Out of those 50 questions, you will be able to solve 20, and those will be on the level which you already know. And the remaining 30 are on the level which you don't know. And there is no way to know this. Out of 50, you spent a long enough time and you are now able to do only 20 questions. And those questions you would have already done because you have the capability to do that. But what about these 30? These were you were not able to do these 30. These are actually the level that you should learn. But from where you will learn this? Who will tell you that, okay, let me solve these questions for you? That is a bigger issue. Okay, then that is a major problem. So until unless you have some friend who can help you and you help him, he helps you, that kind of situation is there, then it is good. But other than that, you have to realize that your time is more valuable than money. If you want to cover a syllabus in 4 or 5 months, then you cannot change your study material every day. Okay, so pick your study material in the beginning and stick to that. It can be a book, it can be a coaching notes, whatever you have, but make sure that if you get a doubt in that, you have some mechanism to solve. Okay, so that was the reason which I feel that quality of the CSIR net exam has been reducing. And I think more and more they will focus on basics, more and more cutoff will go low. More and more they will go towards the formula side, more and more cutoff will go high. So that is what will happen. So strengthen your basics. That is the takeaway message from this exam. And take up the responsibility. If you have not qualified the exam, this was your mistake. Only and only your mistake. Either you have not put enough time or you have not put a time on the topics that you should have put on. Okay, so take up the responsibility. That would be, I would say. And other than that, I would say that there is also one bigger issue, that merger of the vacancies that should have been there. But I would say there was no merger of the vacancies, which was a big problem. So that was all from my side, the analysis of this exam. And very sorry, I am putting so much on aspirants itself that their mistake is also involved in this. But very sorry to say, I have to put some mistake, because wherever they are responsible, they are responsible. Wherever institute is responsible, institute is responsible. And wherever us as a coaching institutes are responsible, we are also responsible. Okay, I would say we are also equally responsible for this low cutoff. We should have taught even more to make sure that students are up to that level of extent where he or she should be. Okay, yeah. So anything you want to say, any questions you have? Okay, I think that is more or less what I want to cover. Nupur is asking, this year also December 23 and June 24 will be combined. Hopefully Nupur, it should not be. Let's hope it does not get combined. I don't think so. It will be combined. Last year it got combined because exam happened little late. It was in February already. So in result almost came in March. So it was not time to conduct an exam. So maybe I think last year result came in August. Result came in somewhere in August, September. So that is, they had no time to conduct the exam in December. So they conducted the combined exam in June. Anything else anyone wants to say? Any questions, anyone? Sir, if suppose take net course, it will be for state level lectures exam too. Which state level exam are you asking specifically? Because Telangana has a different situation, Karnataka has a different situation, Rajasthan has a different situation, Andhra Pradesh. Okay, Andhra Pradesh, I think the syllabus is more or less matching with CSIR. Yes, it is more or less matching. Somewhere Andhra, I think in Andhra, you have to focus more on nuclear also, nuclear, atomic and atomic physics, nuclear, yes, solid state also. No, I have the syllabus. I have seen the syllabus. I have seen the syllabus of Andhra. I have the papers of Andhra as well. Sir, are you going to make any changes in your course structure after this analysis? Yes. Yes. So matter of fact, that is why I have launched the entire new course from first. Now, whoever is in my course can testify. Till the last year, what was happening, I was not teaching special functions. Now I am teaching each and every topic. I am not going as per the PYQs now. I am teaching PYQs in classes which I am taking. Also, I am making sure whatever is a topic written in a syllabus gets covered. It should be covered. Doesn't matter if it is asked in an exam or not. That's it. Okay. Because now I'm really thinking that students actually need the basics. Starting from the basics, going till the part C advanced topics. Okay. Sir, will the session be uploaded? Yes, this session will be uploaded in the YouTube later on. Which course can take combined course or single net course? What is the difference, sir? Okay, so I am providing two courses. One course is GATE net just 2024 course. So if you take 2024 course, your validity of the course remains till July 24. And if you take only CSIR net course, then your validity remains till CSIR net December 23. One more difference here is in this course, all the PYQs are available. For example, GATE PYQs are there, JEST are there, and TIF are also there. In this, only CSIR PYQs are there. And all the PYQs are in test form, means they are not just given to you as a PDF that, okay, go and solve this PDF. Those are given to you as an online test that you have to give this test so that I can see your score, that how much you are scoring in these PYQ tests. So that is the main thing. And all the, after you submit a test, you can see the solution. Sir, I will be giving MSc Physics at VNIT Nagpur. Okay, I am also living in Nagpur. In case you want to meet, I work in Nagpur. This August, hence, how can I start preparation along with MSc? So how you have to start your preparation with MSc is key. From the very beginning of your MSc, two things. First of all, have some good lectures in front of you. And the main thing is you focus on your MSc as well. Don't take your MSc very lightly. You go to the classes daily. And second of all, I would say that try to complete the syllabus rather than doing the over analysis of the syllabus, that, okay, we only analyze the syllabus and do the topics which are important. So start the analysis. You can, if you want, you can join the course as well. Okay. So because we are beginning from the very beginning, you can keep on doing the course with your MSc. So 2 years will be good enough time. And hopefully you will be able to qualify your exam in 2024 June itself, because qualifying the exam in December will be very soon, because you are just joining MSc, but you can qualify with 1 year of preparation. In roughly around, you can qualify in next June 2024. Sir, I have qualified this year GATE with border pass, but it is of pure luck. But I think lag with my BSc level questions. Yes, absolutely. So that is the beauty of the course. That I would say no one is doing that what I am doing in this aspect. All the JAM level syllabus which is there, that is entirely covered in the course of CSIR net GATE. Second of all, entire part C will be covered. If I do not cover the syllabus, you can just come to me and say, sir, you have not covered. And you can even talk to my students of my batch that lectures are very regular. Sir, is the course recording available? Courses is available in the recorded form. Yes. They are available in recorded itself. They are not live, they are recorded. Okay. What else? Course was छोड़ो यार, कोई don't ask the question on CSIR net. Course की बात करेंगे. We will talk about course also. English, purely English. Most of the students are from South India, so I have to teach in English. Not even a single word in Hindi. It will be simple English, so that even someone who don't know very good English can also understand. Maximum my students are Bengalis or South Indian. I am really looking for some Punjabis to come in who can join me, because I am also Punjabi. So I really like to see Punjabi students getting into IISc, ISERs, rather than just going to Canada or so.
Aryan,
okay. Yeah, please.
If they have merged the exam, so they have not increased the vacancy, right?
Yes, yes.
So suppose they had increased the vacancy and it is like 6,500 or something, then
yes,
what do you think the cutoff will happen? It will lower also. I mean,
it would have gone to minimum 33.
Okay.
It would have gone to minimum, because I don't think so. There would have been enough people to do that. So this time what happened is, so what's your name, if I may ask?
Sagar.
Sagar, yeah, Sagar. We met in IISc, right?
Uh-huh.
So Sagar, what happened is the students are messaging me, sir, getting 58, getting 58, 61, getting 58. At least 10 people have messaged me getting 58. So in every exam, what happens is there is one patch, you know already, that if you are in above this patch, you qualify the exam. But in this patch, there are many people in this patch. So that patch this year lied around 58 to somewhere around 65. This patch was somewhere here. So almost, I think many people would have, if I extrapolate the numbers, I think roughly 2000 people would have around this number.
It's like a Gaussian distribution, right?
Yeah, so I think it would have gone somewhere around 72, somewhere like this, 72 for general, and for others it would have gone to minimum like 33 and 25 for SC, ST and OBC. For general it would be somewhere around 70, 72, because then you have to just qualify this patch, cross this 65 mark.
Right. And also this thing that motional EMF, these kind of things we don't study in CSIR net. I mean, not close, but they ask questions this time.
Yeah, even the probability questions were unexpected, and many questions were from very basics and unexpected, that they will ask these basics that much.
Yeah. I hope it gets covered in the course.
Quantum mechanics in 1D is such a famous topic, not even a single question. Lagrangian Hamiltonian, no questions were not there. So all the famous topics, the questions were not there. Digital electronics, just one question on gates. So,
yes, and for complex analysis they ask, I mean, it's very hard to solve with
So usually I'm also from theoretical background, so I also enjoy like complex analysis question you can easily solve, Fourier transform you can solve. These questions were not there. It was very I would say it was a basic paper where it was not in revision.
Right.
Yeah. So just with the 15 days of revision, if we again give the same exam, we could qualify with more than 150 marks, right? So that is something. Yeah. Please solve few questions of PYQ in lecture or doubt class, so we will get an idea to approach the questions. That will be happening. Don't worry. If you are in a course now, you will be granted so much. Okay, already you can see. If you can actually think that you are in a parallel to me in a course, then come to me. That sir, I am with the parallel to you. So you will be granted a lot. Sir, as 4 months are left, so it's not possible to cover all 9. So it is up to you. How much you are studying? So you are saying it is not possible to cover 9. If you study 4 or 5 hours every day, it is possible. Why not? It is possible. Yeah, if you will study just 2 hours, it is not possible. But doing 4 or 5 hours per day, it is possible. Even 3 to 4 hours on a regular basis, means all 7 days, all 9 subjects can be covered very nicely. But anyway, the next part of your question is, because in November our Gujarat set exam is come, which is one syllabus is different. Let me see what is written here, which is part 1 syllabus is different than exam. So if I stuck in lack of time, then it is beneficial to skip any one subject or to skip any particular topic. Particular topic skipping is always better than skipping entire subject. So I have given one PDF file just shared, that part C topics. So in part C, if you cover those topics, that will be enough. But cover those in good quality, means go in detail in those. Rather than that, other than those topics, you can leave. So see that PDF, and it is always best to leave the topics rather than leaving the entire subject. Sir, how to manage time in exam hall while sitting, stucking the question solving, and how to overcome negative marks? Practice more. Practice before the exam. So if the exam is a practice day for you, then your exam will be bad. Practice before the exam, whenever you are solving an assignment. That is why most of my assignments are in quiz form. All the assignments in my quiz, after every topic you get a quiz. Every topic there is a quiz. Some topic is done, give a quiz. So that is a practice that you need, rigorous practice. So the kind of practice we used to do for JEE Mains, JEE Advanced, just go and see how they are studying, how much they are studying. That kind of practice you need. Sir, I am preparing for just TFR of your course. Should I give CSN? Yes. No, are you in BSc or MSc? Krishna, are you in BSc or MSc? Let me be very clear. You are preparing for just TFR, but are you in BSc or MSc? No. If you're in BSc, don't give CSIR net. Focus on just TFR. Makes a very good basics of, even if you are passed out, just focus on just TFR. And until unless you start your MSc and have covered the MSc lectures in your college, don't give CSIR net exam. It will be a big mistake. Okay, so if you are scoring good in just in TFR, I think whenever you will prepare for CSIR net, you will be very much ahead of your competitors. That is a basic funda. Okay. Anything else? Okay, so now let's come to advertisement. So this is a pure advertisement part. If you want to leave, you can leave. I don't want to waste your time. But on the advertisement part, I would say the course has been launched for CSIR net. What are the unique features? I won't say what are the features, but I will say unique features which no one else is giving. Number one, features covering every topic in 40-45 minutes. That's it. I don't like to waste the time. I am the kind of person who covers a lecture in 40-45 minutes. That's all. And there are 250 plus lectures which will cover entire syllabus. Entire means entire, not just the basic PYQ, entire syllabus. There will be 10 lectures every week. There will be no even a single week in which 10 lectures will not be uploaded. Every week 10 lectures will definitely come. Detailed notes for each topic. There is a notes, typed notes. Each notes have solved examples and also the back exercise. Questions are very good level. I have picked the questions from different sources. Every question has a proper answer key and a doubt class on Sunday so that you can cover these doubts in the class itself. There will be a live doubt class on every Sunday, which usually goes from 3 hours. So we usually have a 3 hours doubt class on Sunday where we cover all the doubts, whatever has happened in a week. Then the special feature which nowhere else is available, that is the topic wise PYQs. Means PYQs are divided in a topic wise way, not in a subject wise, but topic wise. And there is a quizzes. So all the questions are in quiz form. There is an online quiz on our app as well as website. So it took me a lot of money and time to do that, but now we are successfully done that all the quizzes are on our online platform, which is exactly like NTA platform. So whatever is the environment of NTA is the same environment there. And all the PYQs, you have to do it in an online quiz form so that we can actually evaluate what you are scoring in the quizzes. And in the end of the month, we can actually see that how much quizzes you have given and how much you are scoring in that. Okay. And then after every topic, other than these PYQ quizzes, you will also have topic wise quizzes. And these quizzes have roughly for 1500 questions. Whenever a topic is done, we take a quiz. So topic is done, let's give a quiz. So when you give a quiz and then you move forward. So you have to complete these quizzes. We will be looking at your status of the preparation, that how much you are prepared. Okay, so there are 75 plus quizzes. Okay, and then in the end, when the exam will be closed, we will be giving you 5 full test, which will be exactly of the level of CSIR net. I won't say what is the level, close to the CSIR net. We don't know what CSIR net will ask, but we can predict to the best of the prediction that exams has been set, and all the quizzes have a detailed solution. So you don't have to worry about it. Every quiz, every question has a solution. Okay, and also if you don't understand that solution as well, there is a doubt class on Sunday where you can get that clear. So doubt class on every Sunday, very strict schedule. So no doubt class has been missed so far. And then there will be a progress track by our team member. We have our academic manager Rajiv with us. So he will be making the progress report of every individual on 7th of the month. So every 7th of the month, he will be looking at which student has performed how much in the last 1 month. And then you will receive the progress report from our team member on your email. Then there is a proper revision. So for this, we are thinking about launching the magazine, but that also will be announced soon. And then the course is available on both website and app. And whoever qualifies the exam, I will take his or her mock interviews, and then we will also sit together to see how to guide you through the interview process. If you are already an expert, if you are already doing PhD, then you might not need that. But if you are a fresher, then we will also go through the interview process. how the interviews happen and how you can prepare for them. And the amazing feature of that course is fees is only 3,000 rupees if you are preparing for December 2023. So the validity of this course will be December 2000. Whenever your results of December exam comes, the validity will be over. But if you are preparing for all the exams, NET, GATE, JEST, TIFR, 2024 exams, then the fees is only 1,000 more, 4,000. So its validity will remain till June 2024 NET result. Okay, so that is the kind of thing. If you want to take a free demo, you can visit our website, download our app, or you can even contact us. So just send a message if you have any doubt. Okay, so that is about the advertisement part. Anything left, any questions if you have, we can take, and then we can conclude the session.